Finally, with the release of the highly anticipated Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, I wanted to make a series of videos showcasing the best aspects of those three classic titles. I had started with looking at the best stars in Super Mario 64, and the best shine sprites in Super Mario Sunshine, but I quickly became dissatisfied with the end result of both those videos, and decided instead to create one mega video about the top 15 best stars/shines in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Here I'll try to pick the absolute best from each game, and will include a few honorable mentions in case I leave anything out. Oh yeah, and by the way, my name is Copycat, and I just wanted to note that on my last video, almost 85% of you who watched it weren't actually subscribed at all, so if you could take a second and do that while hitting that bell button, it would mean a lot to me as I'm very close to reaching 100k subs. At number 15, the very first star in this video we're going to look at is one from Super Mario 64 called Snowman's Big Head, found in Snowman's Land. In this very fun challenge, you have to get on top of the snowman, getting past many obstacles on your way up. There's a section where you have to traverse over a series of sliding slopes, jump up to a high platform, scale a skinny ledge, and finally cross a bridge made of ice, but with a catch of course. Once you set foot on the bridge, then the giant snowman will begin to blow strong gusts of wind, which will send Mario flying, even making him lose his hat. To get around this, you'll have to use the penguin as a shield, ensuring you stay behind it at all times as it moves unpredictably and can leave you exposed. Completing the first star in this course is a little bit hard, but overall, tons of fun. One of my favorite Super Mario Galaxy stars takes place in the Matter Splatter Galaxy called Watch Your Step. This level is incredibly interesting as it consists of droplets of matter that act as disappearing and reappearing platforms that Mario has to traverse. There are 4 planets in total that you have to go through, starting with an area where you have to jump on the puddles of matter the droplets make, then transitioning into a 2D area where you have to keep Mario within the visible matter, followed by a Spring Mario area where you need to stay with the ascending matter, and finally a much more complicated 3D platforming area with narrow paths that you have to cross. The challenge here is relatively simple, but it does showcase what kind of platforming levels can be made in this amazing game. The 13th spot in this video goes to a Super Mario Sunshine shine that I've always loved called Mirror Madness Tilt Slam Bam that can be found on Gelato Beach. The objective of this one is to clear the 3 mirrors of the weird Plungello enemies. These Plungellos are a hybrid of a bird, with a wiggler's body, which have plungers as feet that allow it to stick to any surface. The only way to get them off the mirror is to spray them to the edge, then quickly ground pound the opposite side to send them flying. After all 3 mirrors have been cleared, then the reflected sunlight will cause the giant wiggler to fall apart and the shine will appear. I always remember loving this level and thinking that the graphics were way ahead of its time as the mirror and water look so realistic. At number 12 on this list is a star called Metalhead Mario Can Move, which can be found within the toxic fumes of Super Mario 64's Hazy Maze Cave. However, to gain access to the location of the star, you have to have the Metal Cap Mario power-up activated, which can be done by triggering the green switch, which oddly enough can be accessed through this course. To get there, you have to use Dory in the lake area to take you to the double doors, which leads to the metal-like substance. Once you jump in, you'll be transported to the cavern of the Metal Cap, where you can trigger the switch, which turns all transparent green blocks solid. Back in Hazy Maze Cave, you can now use the power-up with the Metal Cap to activate a button that opens the star's location. It's small touches like this that separate good stars from absolute great ones. The next star on this list is one called Surfing 101, which has you riding the manta ray in the game's Loop-de-Loop Galaxy. In this mission, you have to use the motion controls to steer the ray through the water course, completing it in under 1 minute and 30 seconds to gain the star. Learning how to properly hone the motion controls is what makes this one so much fun, as I always felt like it was a good way for Nintendo to show off how they work, without making it seem too gimmicky. However, the real challenge comes in the form of the second Manta Ray star, called the Galaxy's Greatest Wave, this time found in the Loop-de-Swoop Galaxy. This one's similar to the previous as you have to complete the course in under 1 minute and 30 seconds, but is also vastly different at the same time as the course is extremely narrow with many more hard turns and even a few loop-de-loops. This upgraded Manta surfing is much tougher, but way more fun. Another surfing themed star that I really love is the Blooper Surfing Safari found in Super Mario Sunshine's Rico Harbor. To start this one off, you ride on top of Blooper you find on the pier, taking it through the tunnel to get to the secret course. The main objective is to complete a lap of this obstacle course in under 45 seconds while dodging blocks, spikes, and spinning walls. This one isn't hard by any means, as it's just a lot of fun, and quite obviously spawn more challenges like it in the future, if you know. The 9th star in this video is Stand Tall on the 4 Pillars that's found in Super Mario 64's Shifting Sandland. What I love about this star is that it's a very interesting and very out of place boss fight, which is found within the depths of the pyramid. To get it to open up, you need to do what the name entails and stand on top of the 4 pillars. Inside, the boss battle against the iRock begins, which is an enemy consisting of 2 giant stone hands with its weak spots being the eyes on its palms that open and close. To defeat it, dive into or punch the eyes when they're open 3 times each while dodging its attacks. I always remember when I discovered this boss for the first time, being amazed to how unique this experience was to the franchise at that time. Another boss battle I really love, but this time in Super Mario Sunshine, is the one against the giant eel in Noki Bay. Titled Elys Mouth Dentist, this one's very different than your regular boss battle, as instead of trying to defeat the enemy, you instead need to clean its teeth that have been covered in the poisonous ink. This fight is not easy by any means, as it's completely underwater, so you'll have to maneuver around getting inhaled by the eel, while at the same time being conscious about your air meter. It's safe to say that this fight and its interesting mechanics is what makes it so amazing and deserved to be on this list. Another motion control star from Super Mario Galaxy that I really liked is the one that you can get from the Rolling Gizmo Galaxy. Originally, I didn't love controlling Mario on top of the ball, but after playing this game again with the Switch's Pro Controller, I found it much more fun than before. Here, you have to skillfully guide Mario through this Trial Galaxy's obstacle course, which includes crossing very narrow platforms, avoiding a myriad of Goombas, navigating across spinning gears, and dodging the moving blocks that can easily knock you off the edge. This star is a good mix of difficulty and uniqueness without feeling super gimmicky. Probably the most interesting, and what many people consider to be the toughest boss fight in Super Mario Sunshine, is the one against the Manta on Serena Beach. This battle spans literally the entire level, as the Manta covers everything in the stage in an electric ooze. What's also very interesting is the way it's defeated, as you have to spray the Manta, which causes it to divide into smaller but faster moving pieces. When only the smallest mantas remain, they turn red hot with anger and begin to speed up, attacking you, only stopping when you've cleared every last one of them. What makes this awesome shine even better is that it seems to be an Easter egg from the famous Stephen King novel, The Shining. In the end of that book, a giant ominous shadow-like manta figure appears over the hotel, eventually dividing into pieces and disappearing. Exactly what happens here in this battle. One of my absolute favorite levels from Super Mario Galaxy is the Freeze Frame Galaxy, which of course is home to one of my favorite stars called Hot and Cold Collide. This name is a reference to the balance between the level's icy and lava elements, which is really well done in contrast. There's a planet entirely of ice that you have to skate through while dodging fireballs, a planet with rising and sinking lava that you have to navigate through, and finally several lava-covered platforms that can only be crossed with the help of the really cool, not pun intended, ice flower. Skillfully skating across these dangerous platforms really caps off collecting this incredible star from this amazing design level. Finding the princess's secret slide was the moment I knew growing up that Super Mario 64 was a masterfully different game than anything else at that time. Don't get me wrong, Mario games were always full of secrets, but in the revolutionary world of 3D gameplay, Nintendo was clearly at the forefront in terms of design and implementation. Getting to the room where the slide's located takes 1 star, and inside there are 3 stained glass windows with the image of Princess Peach on them. If you jump through the one on the right, then you'll find the slide where you can collect 2 stars. The first is simple. Complete the course and hit the exclamation mark box at the end to collect the star. The second is much more difficult, as you have to complete the slide in under a blazing 21 seconds to make it appear. This did take me several tries to perfect, but with a few adjustments to my technique, like sliding or diving right at the beginning to gain speed, I was finally able to get it. By far my favorite moment in Super Mario Sunshine, and the shine that comes in at number 3 in this video, is the boss battle against the Mecha Bowser in Pinup Park. This fight doesn't actually involve any platforming, and instead, you have to use water rockets, firing them at the Mecha Bowser while you ride around in the roller coaster. This boss will also fire bullet bills at Mario, and breathe fire if you get too near, both which can be held back by spraying them with the FLUDD. I just think this fight is amazing, as it essentially turns Mario into a type of arcadey third-person shooter, but not one that feels too out of place. One boss battle that really stuck out to me in Super Mario Galaxy was the one against the Bouldergeist, found in the Ghostly Galaxy. This tough enemy is a shadow-like ghost that's covered its body in stone to protect it. It also hurls stones in Mario's direction and summons them through the floor to try to hurt him. The only way to defeat it is to use the bombos that it will occasionally toss towards you to remove some of its rock armor. Once the shadow ghost is exposed, you have to damage its red dingly bit with any remaining bombos. However, the fight's not completely over, and the Bouldergeist will regain its stone armor and this time reveal its large rock hands. You have to dodge the hand's attacks and destroy them first before you can once again remove the ghost's rock armor and defeat it to gain the star. Now, I did have some difficulty defeating the Bouldergeist to begin with, but there's also a Daredevil Comet version of this battle where you only have 1 HP. This makes this fight that much more difficult, but it still remains amazing. Before I get to number 1 on this list, here are some honorable mentions. Coming in at number 1 is probably my favorite moment in any Mario game, and that's the Big Penguin race in Super Mario 64's Cool Cool Mountain. The initial race against this foe is an incredibly fun experience, as he's a world champion sledder, so beating him to the bottom without cheating is harder than it looks. If you do end up taking a shortcut, he will disqualify you and you'll have to go back to the top for a rematch. However, the best part of this slide becomes unlocked after you collect all 120 stars in this game. Here you can revisit the race, and the penguin will now become massive as he claims to be out of shape, even though the race is much harder due to his size and faster speed. This Easter egg is absolutely hilarious, and I love how Nintendo incorporated small features like this after you 100%ed the game. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, please leave a like, comment below what you thought about it, and of course subscribe to my channel. Also, please follow my Instagram at Copycat Gamer, where I upload some cool clips and items from my collection that you won't see anywhere else. I hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!